This is Kate Beckinsale. You're listening to Baconsale.
BaconBit! Everyone, welcome. This is a giddy giddy BaconBit because we are giddy giddy. Giddy giddy. Here, giddy 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 giddy.
Oh gosh.
Jake is so giddy, you can tell. All right. So a great thing happened last week.
And we wanted to talk about it because we want to talk about it on the show because we had such an amazing experience before. This is a continuation of that. So if you haven't listened to Baconsale Meets Beckinsale, that episode, please go back and listen to it because
This will not make sense without it.
it won't. And also it makes this episode so much more awesome when you already have that context.
If I may begin.
Please.
So I'm sitting there. This is on a Saturday. And I'm sitting there.
Saturday, June 4th.
Yes. My two girls were at McDonald's. I'm eating my really awful spicy McChicken sandwich. I'm bored. Like I'm saying, you can just sit there and not really watch your kids.
Yeah.
And so I'm on my Twitter feed, and I'm kind of scrolling, eating my really average sandwich. And I see something, and I look and I go, hey, that's our logo. That's kind of crazy. And I'm like, oh, that's our T-shirt. And then I click on to see who actually put it there. And I see that Miss Kate Beckinsale.
Yes.
The
official
Twitter
account
Yes.
of Kate Beckinsale
Said, do you have what she actually said?
Yes,
Yep.
I do. She says, #Bacon, the great equalizer. Thank you to these clever fans for the shirt. #Salt Lake City.
And so I see this, and I drop my sandwich. I mean, this is, I'm just going, I cannot scream out loud because I might be a weirdo in the play place.
Kate's wearing my shirt. Kate's wearing my shirt.
That was what my mind was doing.
Oh my gosh.
So I throw the sandwich down, and I turn off Twitter. I call Joel immediately.
Yes. Flip to me. I'm at home. It's June 4th, 2016, approximately 1 o'clock, 1:30, about 2 o'clock in the afternoon. I'm on the computer trying to get something set up. It wasn't working. I was very frustrated already, and I was kind of bugged and annoyed. And all of a sudden, I see the phone ring, and it's Kent. I'm like, Kent doesn't call me.
That's not nice. I'm sorry, Joel.
We text a lot. We do a lot of texting. When it's calling, it's like, well, that's unusual. So I thought, well, I'll pick it up. So I pick up the phone, and all you say is, Joel, check Twitter. And I'm like, what? Check Twitter. And I'm like, fine, whatever. And so I pull up Twitter, and I just pull up my Twitter feed and start scrolling through, and I'm like, there's a post about Muhammad Ali. There's another post about Muhammad Ali. Keep going, keep going. Another post about Muhammad Ali. Another post.
Silence.
I just stop.
Like silence. And I go, and I'm dying here. I am dying.
Because my brain sees this black and white picture of our shirt, and I'm like, is that really? And I look up, I see a little blue check mark. This is an official account. Mm-hmm. And all of a sudden I realize that's Kate Beckinsale. Kate Beckinsale's wearing our shirt. Oh my gosh, Kate Beckinsale's wearing our shirt. And I actually did have myself a freak out right there in my home. I think I scared my kids.
Screaming, hand waving.
Because I think I just said...
He smashed some dishes.
I think I just said, is this real?
Yeah, you did say this is real. And I was like, I know, this is crazy. This is crazy.
So then we're both like, kind of like, what do we do? What do we do?
And so did you guys check her other accounts then? Is that when you found out?
No.
So then Kent goes, I'm going to call Jake. And then I'll call you back. And I'm like, okay. And so he gets off, and I'm like, what do I do? What do I do? And I told you I was going to reply to the Twitter account. Mm-hmm. And so I spend like a half hour trying to figure out the perfect thing to say to Kate Beckinsale to not come off as a creep and not be a fanatic idiot, but to be cool and calm and collected, a little bit witty.
Or even just be like, shove our podcast down people's throats or something
we didn't want to do that.
Right.
But I did end up replying as you were calling Jacob. You are most welcome. It was an honor to meet you at Salt Lake Comic Con, and I tagged Salt Lake Comic Con. And I said, and yes, we are absolutely freaking out right now because you're wearing our shirt. #second best day ever.
Which is great.
So that's what I went for, and I was like, good, great. Then Kent calls me back. Kent?
He's not answering.
Jacob's not answering.
I just called him twice. I left a message. He's not answering. What the heck? Why wouldn't he be answering?
So we start messaging him. We're like, Jake, pick up your phone. Pick up your phone.
And they didn't tell me what was going on.
And so I feel like this smothering girlfriend because for the next hour and a half, I was calling Jake. I bet you, when you finally got to your phone, 7 missed calls at least. So I sat there and I'm just giddy the entire time. I'm like still sitting at McDonald's.
Yeah.
Just going, okay, we need to get on this. We need to do social media. I took a screenshot of the Twitter. I put it on Facebook for some reason, even though she shared it on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram.
Yes.
Which is remarkable.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
And not remarkable that she knows how to use social media, but remarkable because she posted it on all her social media platforms.
Well, that's effort at that point,
Yeah.
Like, it's not like...
It's technically, she did it from Instagram and then probably just said post to Twitter and Facebook.
Yeah,
so
sure.
I finally got a hold of Jake, maybe an hour and a half, 2 hours later. And by this point, it was an eternity in my mind. And I'm walking through Target and finally get a hold of you. And you're like, hey, what's up?
Like,
were you kind of creeped out when you saw my calls?
No, I was like, are you stuck somewhere? Like, is there an emergency? Are you bleeding right now, Kent? Is everything okay? And you're like, just check Twitter and call me back. Have you seen Twitter? I'm like, no. He's like, just check Twitter and call me back.
Oh man, we were all so excited.
30 minutes later, he calls me back, and I'm still freaking out because he was spending time with his mother-in-law.
Yes,
he was very, very busy, and I actually felt like, oh, I'm a terrible person for like taking your day away with this very shallow, superficial thing. But it was also kind of great because Jake basically was just even keel the entire time.
Well, I had to explain to my mother-in-law why this was exciting.
Yeah.
How'd that go?
I'm like, I really got to make this call right now. Sorry, I know I'm like hosting you myself right at this moment, but it's kind of a big thing happening. And so I had to explain who Kate Beckinsale was. I had to explain kind of how Twitter worked. I had to explain the Comic-Con. I had to explain that we made her T-shirts.
Yes.
There was a lot of explaining.
Which, I was going to say, if you don't know, if you're listening to this podcast and don't know, we made her a shirt when we met her. My wife made a shirt with her silhouette. She made a little thing that did a heat transfer vinyl and a heat press and put our logo just right there on the shirt. It was a nice shirt from Target, a Massimo shirt.
But going back, that same day, when you had the shirt in your hands, because we were all wearing our pinkish sort of
bacon-colored
shirt. Sure.
Yeah.
You had her shirt, and we're like, oh, great.
Which was a maroon shirt with gold lettering.
Yes, it was V-neck too, right?
It was V-neck, yes, obviously.
And so
it looks a lot like the one
we did
that
a little bit of creeping on the internet to find out her size and stuff like that.
No, I mean, it's pretty easy if you say, what's the celebrity's measurements? There's websites out there dedicated to measurements.
But I would like
Joel
to
knows
offer
all about this.
I would like to offer you and your wife an apology because we both looked at the bow that was wrapped around the shirt and we said, the bow's a bit too much, don't you think?
You said the bow's wrinkly and she's not going to like it and it looks stupid and take it off. And I actually
it felt creepy.
I got a little defensive.
Joel was defensive about the
because
bow.
I was like, guys, my wife did this. She's got good taste.
Yeah.
And she's a female and Kate Beckinsale's a female.
Your wife has better taste than three guys in their mid-30s?
Shocking.
Yes.
Shocking.
But no, so like I do want to apologize because I laughed. I'm like, we already seem crazy enough. When we talk to her, we're just going to be mumbling. The bow is going to be too much.
No, I never thought she'd wear it. Like I'm like, pipe dream.
Well, and okay, that's the bottom line here. Is we, in our fondest dreams, thought maybe she'd take it home with her. We thought she could have left it there and been like, oh, I'm not going to take this back to London. Here, you can keep it or throw it away. But we thought maybe one day we'll see her wearing a coat in a paparazzi picture.
Like
we'll
TMZ
see
or something
we'll
like
see
that.
a maroon shirt like under the coat. We'll be like, that may be our shirt. Maybe.
Okay, so I think I might have a theory on why she did it now instead of earlier.
Okay.
Right. You can tell me if I'm wrong or not. But so when the Michael Bay news came out, which is to refresh any of you that haven't seen this, Kate Beckinsale said on an interview that Michael Bay they said it is body shamed her or whatever, which isn't really what she said.
She was too plain for the role.
Basically, like she was relatable because she wasn't too pretty, right? And everyone freaked out on the internet.
The most
They're like,
gorgeous
have
woman
you
on the
seen this
planet.
woman, Michael Bay? You are a moron, right? And so somebody wrote to Baconsale and said, did you guys see this? Because I'm pretty sure you're going to be, upset or whatever. And I responded, well, Kate, and I mentioned her, knows Baconsale has her back. And then I literally we gave her a shirt.
Right.
And so I mentioned her in that. And that was just like 2-3 days before this post popped up.
Jake, you think you may have had an
I
influence on
don't
this?
know. I'm saying that's just a possibility. That was just odd timing, coincidence-wise. And she has just barely gotten back on Twitter. Like, she has been Twitter active for the last couple of weeks.
She just barely got social media active. I mean, her Twitter account's been open since May, I think, or Instagram, one of those. Like, she just started doing kind of social media thing. And I think, honestly, her publicist said, you need to be on social media.
Right.
She's
For the
very
movie.
entertaining on social media.
She actually is, yeah.
Like, when she recreated the pictures of her daughter's birth, it was hilarious.
Yeah.
And then she just does these funny posts. Like, she's obsessed with horse costumes,
She did this
too.
hilarious post of I'm taking a bath right now. It was so funny to me.
Family friendly. It wasn't anything weird. It was just her face.
Her face, but-
Although we should say, if you haven't seen the picture yet, it's a little weird because she didn't take a picture of her face. It's just the shirt. So it's like this
It's just our
chest
name.
Which
shot.
is a problem because, it's a great picture. Let's be honest. Let's just call it what it is. But everyone who commented on the picture, I mean, there are
a little
people
pervy.
on the internet.
Oh, God.
They're just like, bacon on your chest. And I was like, oh.
No, that's the thing. Is
Yeah.
if I were Kate Beckinsale, I would love this podcast. But also, no, if I were Kate Beckinsale.
What do you mean we're like, we can't stop talking right now?
If I were Kate Beckinsale, I would not read the comments on any social media because no matter what she posts, there's pervs out there. Like it's ridiculous the amount of
I
perving
honestly
that's
don't
happening.
think she does because there were several of our listener who actually said things to her, like responded back to her in a nice way. Hey, these guys are great. You know, they deserve their, you know.
Yeah, and well done, listeners.
And I don't think she reads them because I don't think she reads them because otherwise we
I wouldn't. And I feel bad because then like on Facebook, on that post, I replied, "You're welcome, Miss Beckinsale. We're happy that you kept the shirt. We're thrilled that you're wearing it, and we're amazed that you would post about it on social media. Thank you. Also, should you ever decide that you want to be a guest on our humble podcast, consider this your open invitation."
Now, on Saturday, I should say, I searched for a solid hour trying to find a way to direct message her, like send some sort of private message, and I could not. Like she had everything like closed off, which makes sense, right?
No,
and so I'd have to
can't
send
just
an
keep it
email to
open.
her publicist to actually invite her. I'm trying to invite her.
Well,
Guys.
but it's an open invitation.
Guys, all I'm saying, let's go through the process of meeting Kate Beckinsale, right?
Right.
I mean, we did the GoFundMe, which is funny in its own right.
And thank you again, listener, for funding
Actually,
that.
let's stop there. I wish we could sing more songs for everyone that donated.
You don't want more songs from me. But
Kate
really,
and I almost touched. Now, Joel sings
thanks to Rex Phillips.
So that was go back and listen to the episode. It's really fun. But the thing is, I wouldn't have gone. I honestly, even with Kate Beckinsale coming to town, I would not have gone.
I would have gone because I won tickets, but I would have. Been, like,
You would have walked by
I was
her
standing
booth.
from afar and been like, "Oh my gosh, that's her right there," and tried to serendipitously take a serendipitously.
Like we wouldn't have got.
I'm like, that's not the word. That's a Kate Beckinsale reference.
Yeah, it is.
He's all flummoxed.
Yeah,
I have.
But I wouldn't have done the picture. I wouldn't have done the autograph.
No, way too
and
expensive.
So you people who donated, like, thank you so much because you're making this, and I'm saying future things possible because we stood in line, we met her,
Yes.
and we were able to not be incredibly creepy.
She remembered us.
Yeah.
Yes,
And if I'm,
and like we got the picture, and
Yeah.
she said, "Hey, it's my posse."
yeah, when we walked in for the group photo, she's like, "Oh, my posse," and we're like, "Yay!"
And then we left.
And then we left. Honestly, we didn't say a word to her at that point. We're like, "Yay!"
Almost 3 months later.
2 years and 9 days. 2 months and 9 days, I think it was.
Tell us exactly, Joel.
Wow. How many hours?
I posted it out on Facebook. That's why I know, because I put it on our Baconsale page.
Are loving this. She posts a picture. She probably sleeps with that shirt at night
Well, and
because it's comfy.
You know what? I honestly think it's a comfortable shirt. It was a one from Target, Massimo, but it's a comfortable shirt, very good fabric. I think maybe she just wears that shirt, like maybe that wears a shirt around the house. And the reason she didn't want to put her face in the picture is because she wasn't made up or something like that, or she didn't feel like she was presentable.
Her not made up is just,
I know, ridiculous.
Yeah.
My wife actually, it's funny. She actually took the picture and she was actually rejoicing with me. So it wasn't like I was like, "Oh, I'm staring at this picture. My wife's getting weirded out." Like she was actually very happy for me. And she posted on the Silhouette page that she's on, which is like a little, die cutting machine where to cut vinyl and things like that. She posted about it and it went like a lot of people liked it. And they were like, "Oh my gosh, your store is going to go so big now. You're going to go so big. You're going to sell so many of these shirts." And my wife was like, "I made 8. Two for Kent, 2 for me, 2 for Jacob, 1 for Kate, and then another one we gave to a listener, actually."
It's time to make more.
We've talked about that. And listener, we may be doing some merch pretty soon.
But here's...
Only because some of you have expressed interest in wanting it, and we would be happy to give it to you.
I believe in this man over here, and I'm pointing to Jacob.
Oh, dang it.
We're going to get her on the show.
Yeah?
Absolutely.
In our second year, that's our goal. Our first year was to meet her. Our second year is to get her on the show.
Sometime in 6 months to a year.
To get her permanently on the show and get rid of Jake.
She's
I
like,
wouldn't be offended.
she's like, "Tell me what you think of Swiss Family Robinson." We're like, "Oh, just say that again."
Swiss Family Robinson.
But I believe in you.
Okay.
And I think we either Skype, in person somehow, whether we do a road trip or whatever.
A road trip to London?
I will pay to go to London.
She lives in L.A.
Oh, does she?
There you go. I think we get
That's
her
a
on the
little
show.
creepy, you know that?
And I would like to get Kevin Bacon in her side-by-side wearing Baconsale shirts.
That would be pretty awesome. And we did have
That's a good goal.
we did have listener Drew. He made a pretty cool picture of us with Kevin Bacon, and I really
That was
enjoyed
great.
that.
Yeah.
That was great.
And then he also he did also do a Photoshop. If you haven't seen it, he photoshopped the shirt that Kate Beckinsale is wearing onto the picture of us with Kate Beckinsale, so it looks like she's wearing a Baconsale t-shirt. So
But I'm just have to. I mean, we hoped for a tabloid picture of her maybe wearing our shirt.
Maybe
this was 10,000 times better than that.
This was her actually thinking about us and thinking of and being grateful for the shirt we gave her when she could have easily just thrown it away.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and she thought it was funny too. I mean, Baconsale, because Americans can't even say her name right anyway.
Yes,
right.
So, guys, we're getting her on the show.
Yep,
cool.
It is a goal. And I do like that idea of a picture with her and Kevin Bacon wearing the shirts.
Because that's the thing. Bacon doesn't mean bacon. It means Kevin Bacon.
Do we need to mail Kevin Bacon a shirt? Is that what we need to do?
Look, he has to come to town.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
He has to come to us.
Yes.
He's a celebrity.
Kate Beckinsale.
No,
but it's funny. That whole day, that whole weekend, I was like, life catches up with you. And you're like, oh, man, I got to get this together. And then I'm like, a movie star wore a T-shirt that we gave her and posted it on social media.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I love how, that's the thing is, I worry sometimes that she actually is going to listen to the show, because if she hears this episode, it's us going,
well, mostly you, to be honest, making that noise particularly.
Actually, 2 months, 9 days.
I'm sorry. I'm excited, guys. This was such a fun thing.
What she means is next, she'll be like, which one of you was Joel?
And Kate, if you are listening,
if you are the listener,
well, we thought you were going to be a movie star when we met you. We thought you'd just be like, here, I'll sign this picture for you. You 3 weird guys wearing matching shirts, because that's truthfully what we are. But she was very cool, very funny. She recorded an intro for us.
Yes.
And she was great as a person.
She was really just so gracious and so nice.
Which is hard to do probably when there are thousands of people around you and there's a big buzz of a convention, Yeah.
But no, she did great. She's a professional, and I'm really enjoying her social media too, because she is genuinely funny as well. So that's been entertaining too.
Yep.
But seriously, thank you so much, listener. This once again would not have been possible without you giving those donations and getting us there and letting us be able to make T-shirts. This really is because of you that we had this awesome experience, and I hope that you experienced at least part of the joy that we're experiencing because this happened.
We're a little giddy, giddy. All right, so. That's it.
You don't do the outros.
This has been Baconsale. And I actually did have myself a freak out right there in my home.